25 years ago, we started Idealab as a technology incubator. We modeled it after Edison Labs as a startup studio. We look for opportunities that are big and broken, and then brainstorm technology solutions to fix them. We started off with these first 12 ideas in 1996, and since then, we've had more than 5,000 ideas, started more than 150 companies, and had more than 50 successful IPOs and acquisitions. Here are my most valuable lessons learned. They're the things I wish someone had told me before I started Idealab. 25 lessons from 25 years of starting companies at Idealab. Build a complementary team. You need to have diversity of thought in your company, but in addition to diversity of thought, diversity of people, you need diversity of styles. You need people who look at the world in different ways and have different viewpoints from their outset. I learned this very late. I was probably 35 years old before I learned this, because up until then I was hiring all people like myself. I would go and try and find people that I went to school with or other people who I liked at work, really to try and build up a company of people like me. But then I finally reached a breaking point when I learned you needed to have other styles. In fact, other people that maybe I didn't get along with, but I had to learn how to have mutual trust and respect for those other styles to get the best out of the company. So let me explain 4 caricatures of people. No people are exactly these 4 caricatures, but they all have varying amounts of these 4 things I'm going to call letters. E, P, A, and I. E is the entrepreneur, P is the producer, A is the administrator, and I is the integrator. Now, I learned these things from a great CEO coach named Ichak Adizes, and he has a great book called Corporate Life Cycles, where he talks about the life cycle of a company and how you need these different skills at different stages of a company. But to be successful as a company, to be in prime, you need all of them. So let me give you an example. A company always starts out with E, the entrepreneur. The E is the dreamer, the E has the idea, and the entrepreneur is the only person who can start the company. The E gets the company going, and if you look at time on this axis and success on this, it's going to go up and up and up and up to the right, but eventually it will fail if the E never can get any P. And by P, I mean producer. If it can't produce a product, if it can't ship a product, if it can't make some revenues. Now an E person like myself, can also have a P skill, also can have the ability to get something done. But often, the E needs to bring in other P talent to be successful. Then the company can go further. But eventually, even with E and P, a company will start to break at the seams if it doesn't bring in some A. The A skill is the administrative skill. It's the ability to pay the bills, pay the rent, put the money in the bank account, keep the trains running on time, put all the systems in place to keep the E and the P running properly. And then finally, even with A, eventually a company will fall apart at the seams if it doesn't bring in some I, the integrator skill. Why does the company need I? Well, the A, the E, and the P don't necessarily get along. In the extreme, they would hate each other's guts because they're just completely different mindsets. You think about the different mindsets of those people. So you need an I skill that can help resolve conflict, that can help bring those people together, that can make sure that there's mutual trust and respect between those 3 other personality types. But I'll give you a specific example that can give some color to that. Imagine we're together in this room with 4 extreme of those caricatures. And the 4 of us are all in a conference room and we're talking, and then one of us notices over on the window over there, there's some dirt on the window. Well, let me tell you about the different ways that those 4 people would look at it. The P, and this will help you identify which kind of person you are. The P would look at that and say, boy, right after this meeting's over, we gotta go clean that window. I don't like that over there. The A would look at that and say, I see something wrong with the window over there. Let me make up a form for everything that's wrong in the company. We'll put them in order and we'll go back through them in chronological order until they're all solved. The E would look at it and say, look at that parking lot outside across that window there. I wonder what we're going to put over there. So the E doesn't even see the scratch, the dirt in the window, anything, sees through the window, is looking to the future, looking over the mountains to figure out what's next. And the I looks at that dirt on the window and says, I wonder what those 3 people are thinking. The I is more concerned about the other people than about the window, the process, any of that. So think about how different people look at the exact same thing from those different angles, and how you want to have all those views in your company, and want to have all those views in your company working in harmony. It is very hard to achieve, but it is very valuable to achieve. And it was eye-opening to me to realize that that was even something possible to achieve. Now, when I start a company, I really think about the roles and the desires of people. Even when I'm hiring people, I'm looking at what skill they have and what skill they want to have and what role they want to have in the company, and make sure that that is filling a deficiency of the company or not overloading on something that the company already has too much of. Because again, the most important thing is to have all 4 of those traits in beautiful harmony. That is building a perfect complementary team.